Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report as we go through and do our daily headlines report for 5 April of 2024. And today I'm going to run through a couple of things. There was quite a few things in the news that we were going to discuss. Real quick, I'm going to do one real quick thing here before, because I know people get to it, things like that. So I'm gonna do one thing before, one thing at the end. So make sure that you stay to the end because you're going to probably want to hear this one. First, I want to give a shout out and a big thank you to 9 Acre Family Farms. I did get your koozie that I won from your contest. I've had it for a little while and I keep forgetting to say thank you. So I did get it. Thank you very much. Uh, Absolutely great item. Great pleasure to win. Always great to go to your live streams and be able to hang out and fellowship and all that. Anybody who does not know who that is, please go check them out. They are great people. And a lot of fun to go over there and hang out. So let's jump straight into this and then we'll get to our fun announcement at the end. So, first thing, Blinken was overseas and he was talking about Ukraine over there. And instead of doing the usual, here's a bunch of money, here's some bombs or munitions, ammunition, things like that, or any sort of other aid, he decided to go another route and publicly come out and say that Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Now, we don't know what that means. We don't know if this was, something along the lines of, we don't really have anything for you, so what can we do? Oh, okay, let's just say this line. Because remember, words are just words until there's an action behind it. Or if this actually has any meaning to it. Again, we're just going to have to sit back and wait. Now, it didn't take very long for Elon Musk to ring in over on his platform of X where he decided to kind of reply to this by saying, and I quote, "This is how the nuclear apocalypse movie begins." Yeah, I could definitely see that. So it's got wide-reaching implications, to do something like this. One, I don't understand why any sane individual would allow them to join. And really, I don't know anybody that would even want to join in the first place for any reason, but that's near here or there. Next, it looks like the Danish Navy had a little bit of some technical issues. And by technical issues, they had a glitch in the system, saying that the missile system on the Danish frigate malfunctioned. And when it did so, basically activated their missile system, and the glitch is causing it to where they cannot deactivate it. This is somewhat in the serious range because authorities have closed the airspace and have warned anybody in the area of an accidental strike. Now, okay, is it an accident? Could this have actually happened? Man, I certainly hope no. But then again, anything man made can and will go wrong. Uh, but is this also a way to do that kind of like plausible deniability? Hey, yes, sorry we hit you. We had a glitch in the system. So you can take this a bunch of different ways. When you're talking about a technologically advanced society, you would certainly hope that things like that, you would have fail safes. It's kind of the whole point of having, a frigate. This isn't something to where it's a hand me down of a hand me down of a hand me down from, you know, uh, 40, 50 years ago that somebody decided to sell just because they wanted a few extra dollars to some, tiny island nation. We're talking about, the Danish have a little bit of money in different things. So, uh, man, I hope nothing comes of this. I hope they get it fixed and figured out. Okay, so next, the Israel has reported that their medical services have been hit, and it's their online services with a pretty big cyber attack. This is basically so big that they're saying that right now the estimated numbers is it's affecting about 1.2 million of its citizens, that they've got basically all their critical data. Now, I'm going to touch base on that here in a little bit later on a different story, but keep that in the back of your head. And then I'm sure a lot of you, because I've seen this being reported throughout the day, that the U.S. says that they have picked up intel that Iran is about to go ahead and go forward with their launch of their retaliatory strike. Now, into this, apparently, uh, Iran and the U.S. have been talking in some kind of secret back channel, backdoor talks and different things, and that apparently the U.S. and Iran has struck a deal. And uh, if this it turns out to be true, Iran kind of basically said, "Hey, we got struck. We got full rights to defend ourselves, and you need to step aside." And apparently, the U.S. said, "Listen, as long as you don't hit anything American, we're going to stand down." Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the initial strike? Hey, they hit one building, you can hit one building, and we won't do anything. You hit any more, then we're going to step in. Or is it, you get 24 hours to do what you want? Or, is it a permanent stand down? This is kind of bad. We've been a very strong ally of Israel, and nothing to say what's currently going on or anything. I'm not defending or pro or against or whatever. You traditionally have a long-standing ally with Israel, and to kind of turn your back, now not saying that there's not situations that you wouldn't do that with, a friend. You got a really good friend, your friend takes a cheap shot at somebody, you have their back. They did something wrong. Now, again, I'm not saying that, whatever happened was wrong, right, or indifferent. I'm just saying that there is situations that, is it that you stand by your friend no matter what they do, or do you have to go, look, man, you took a cheap shot, it's kind of fair they get, at least one punch back. But then again, we've gone over this. Yeah, if we go through with the eye for an eye thing, everybody's going to be blind. So the classic tit for tat thing, I don't know if it's really going to work. You got to remember that Israel is kind of a uh, somewhat secretive nuclear nation, as well as Iran. I would venture to guess both of them have nuclear devices. Both of them have capable militaries, air forces, navies, things like that. They both have an actual military. So I mean, for me, I don't really think Iran wants to be in a war. I think they have to strike back. They have to. And it cannot be from a proxy. Mm, Israel, if everything comes out to be what it is, Israel allegedly struck Iranian soil by hitting a diplomatic consulate embassy. And so technically that's Iranian soil. If you strike from a proxy, it's probably not going to be good enough for the Iranian people and things like that. And I could see it. It's got to come from Iran. And what do? Do you strike an embassy because Israel went through and took out a bunch of their people from their embassies? They've abandoned most of them. So a lot of it is going to be that you're going to have to actually hit Israel itself. And so that takes a lot of your targets away because you can't strike too much because, then you really start something, but you can't strike too little because then it shows cowardness and, all that. So in my opinion, fully my opinion, they have to strike. They have to. My guess is going to be something like Golan Heights or something like that. They'll hit some sort of sacred spot, if you will, or something that means of some significance, but it probably won't be anything too massive. Um, but we'll see. I could be totally wrong. Maybe Iran doesn't do anything but just huff and puff. Maybe they go all out like what the U.S. intel says, where they're supposedly going to do this huge, massive, missiles and drones and all this massive, massive strike. We don't know. Now, keep in mind, it is Friday, okay? And it's not just any Friday. Friday goes into the weekend. Weekend is usually where all the fun, weird, wacky, whatever you want to call it. Weekends is usually where events take place. And again, it's not just any weekend. You have that infamous solar eclipse that's getting ready to happen. So we'll have to see. It very well could be the most peaceful, relaxing weekend that we've ever had. It could be the exact opposite to where some really, really bad things happen this weekend. Use this to your advantage. Do not go in panic. This is a time that, if you want my recommendation and my advice, you should be a little bit heightened state of alert. Not panic. Don't change your lifestyle. Don't shutter your doors. Do what you feel is necessary. We were going to take our steps that we're going to do. And that's the best that I can possibly tell you to do. Are we shuttering our doors and circling the wagons? No, we are not. Are we on a heightened state of alert and being a little extra cautious for one weekend? Yeah, yeah, we are. But we'll move on from that. But to put it on top of it, Hezbollah, one of their leaders, I think it was Nasrallah, basically came out and told its people to prepare. Basically what a lot of everybody's doing is prepare. And they're saying that you should probably make arrangements for your affairs. So, again, it could be just a bunch of talk. It could be, a whole bunch of everything and a whole bunch of nothing. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to sit back and see what actually unfolds over the weekend. Uh, Moving on, there was some radioactive radiation of a unknown origin that was discovered and detected in Norway. That's quite interesting. And then while I was kind of looking into that, I was typing in to some searches, radiation, radioactive whatever discovered, and I was reading the article and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought this was in Norway. This is a city in Russia. Well, apparently there's two radioactive places, one in Norway and one in Russia. What's the chances and odds of that happening? So I don't know. Again, Friday seems to be the time that things kick off and make things interesting. So, uh, yeah, let's just throw that in there. All right. So, Reuters put out a report that says that there was a scientific exploration. And during this expedition, they have found hundreds of dead penguins, and they have no idea. It's kind of a just discovered sort of thing. But as you probably have guessed it, the top suspect is H5N1. Now, keep in mind, we've been talking about that very thing down in Texas and now in Ohio, and maybe it's already reached poles. So we will have to see. More things in the United States is a 4.8 magnitude earthquake hit New Jersey. Quakes were felt as far away as New York and DC. So again, a little bit on the interesting side. I believe this was the third most powerful quake in state history for them. Next is, and I'm a little behind the ball. This actually happened, I believe, the last day of March or something like that, maybe March 29th, 30th. But Louisiana, they passed a really good bill, in my opinion. The Senate passed a bill overwhelmingly and unanimously, 37-0, and they passed SB 133. And that bill, and basically they are telling the WHO, the UN, and the WEF that they have no jurisdiction or power whatsoever in the state. Uh, Applaud. Very well done. Okay. It's one of those ones that even if you watch this video here and you go listen, all the stuff on WEF, the UN, the WHO, all that, it's all conspiracy theory. Okay, well here's the thing. If it is conspiracy theory, then just pass this bill and make those, crazy tinfoil hat people, happy. If there's nothing nefarious or anything behind it, then what's the thing of taking away their power in one state? So hats off to them. It kind of makes me want to move to Louisiana. Hopefully, Ohio and some other states will, join in on that. Next is the FBI has put out a new warning, and this warning that they issued is that they are telling people to avoid using USB charging points in airports as they have discovered it is now a new way for hackers to use this as a way to infect your phone, tablet, laptop, other devices, and things like that. And they're basically using it so that way they can get in there and put a whole bunch of malware, spyware, and everything like that. Now, keep in mind, and we talked about the kind of the start of this that Israel had their medical services hit. Cyber attacks are a big major thing going on, and you can do everything that you possibly can to where you're like, look, this is a little suspect. I'm not giving you out personal information, or you go, hey, I don't give out my social security number to absolutely anybody. Well, you go on to your medical service, you go to your trusted family doctor that you've been going to for 20 years. They need information, so they probably have your social security number. If you go through and you do everything that you possibly can to keep all of your stuff safe, the people that have it, they're subject to a cyber attack. Everything that you have done is all for nothing if they get attacked. And kind of the same thing. Who has, let's say you've never given out your social security number to absolutely anybody. You know who has it? The Social Security office. Guess what they have it on? A device. You know what that device can happen to it? A cyber attack. So, I'm not saying don't be careful and just, hand it out to everybody on the street. It's you are 100% not safe at all. Okay. You can be 99% safe, but you are never 100% safe when it comes to the interwebs. It's just it is what it is. The second that you have it to where you can reach out, somebody else can reach in. Okay, there's nothing anywhere. Doesn't matter what military, government, whatever it is. As long as there is that doorway to exit, that door opens and something can come in. So make sure you as careful as you possibly can, but make sure that you also realize nothing's foolproof. Nothing that you do is going to make it to where it is permanent. So it's one of the things to prepare for, and just hope that doesn't happen. Kind of like you prepare for, like your house burning down. No one wants their house to burn down, but do you have things, set up? Do you have documents to where, they're in like a fireproof safe or things like that? Do you have it just in case? And let's round out. So the last thing was actually sent in by a subscriber, and you know who you are. Thank you for this. I haven't seen anything on this, but there is a company, Emerald River Premium Rice, has now been issued a recall and deemed unsafe to eat. There's many factors in their decision to do this recall, and one of them, as I was reading down through the article, is they have found glass in the product. Okay, so the four states that they have listed in the article that is affected by this is Oregon, Texas, Utah, and the state of Washington. So if you are in those four states and you have rice, please check and see if you have Emerald River Premium. If you do, you should probably throw that out. Just saying, or maybe read up on it. If you don't want to throw it out, but at least go check that out. We want you to be safe. Now, so we're at the very end of our video. So guess what? If you made it to this far in the video, guess you rock. I absolutely appreciate you guys. And it's time for the announcement. So hopefully tomorrow, if not, it'll be definitely Sunday at the very latest. But I'm going to release a video to where we are going to officially do our contest, and our contest is going to be benefiting Caleb House. I have been talking with them. They've given me their blessing, and so we're going to be doing a couple of different things for Caleb House. The first one is going to be a contest. More than likely, the second one will be an auction, and we're going to try and raise money to help. So we'll be doing some different things, talking a little bit more about Caleb House and reasons that, and most of you know who that is, but for the few that may not, it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to you guys. So we want to help them out, and so I will release all the details there's going to be prizes, and we're going to do different prize levels because I know money is tight, and it's not fair that, if somebody's on a very, very strict budget, that they should be able to enter. And so I know that the bottom tier is going to be, I believe, I'll have to double check, so don't quote me on this. You have to come back tomorrow and watch the video just to make sure. But I believe the minimum for the bottom tier is going to be $8. Okay. So I will double check it and make sure, but it'll be, something very, very minimal to where, if you really want to jump in and help out and to be able to enter the contest to win a really great prize, it's going to be a very, very small amount of money. And then we'll have different tier prizes. And as the different tiers go, the prizes will get bigger. And I will tell you all about it. And hopefully tomorrow's video, if not, it'll be Sunday. So keep on a lookout for it. It'll be very, very exciting, as well as for the auction. That will probably be the end of next month. So there is probably 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks or so before I do the announcement on that, because there's a lot of you that want to donate items. If you would like to donate anything, please reach out to me. And so that way I can try and coordinate how to do this. Some of it will probably be better to you hang on to it. And, I will figure out shipping and coordinated with you. If you do not want to be involved in that and you just want to donate, then by all means send it to me. I'm going to cover all the shipping costs, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. If you feel that you want to donate, just reach out and we will figure out a way. I know a lot of you have expressed interest because again, it's for a good cause. It's going to be to help raise money and awareness for Caleb House. So but more on that as I work through the details. First, we're going to do the contest. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to last probably about 2 weeks because I want to make sure that, people are, it's a little fair, that you get at least one paycheck to try and come up with a couple of dollars. So that way, if you want to enter in the contest, you can. And just keep on the lookout for the video. So, with that, I'm going to say thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. And I love all the support and everything. Drop a hello down in the chat. Everybody seems to reach out to me privately, and instead they skip over the chat. You guys love to talk to each other and everything when we come to the live. Uh, do it in the chat in the videos. Say, hey, how's it going to everybody? Because you'll be surprised. Most everybody is going to say hello back to you. So share this out with everybody so we can try and build the channel. Because especially when we get into the contest and the auction and things, I want to get as many people as possible involved. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed night. Please be safe tonight and this weekend. And with that, I want to remind everybody, above all else, remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.